I want to talk about the assassinations of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy. Four men, four leaders during the 60s. All four were against the Vietnam War and against JFK was against being or getting into that war. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Robert F. Kennedy were against the war once we got into it, and they were very vocal about it. So all four of these men, these great leaders of a generation, were silenced in a 4-year, 7-month period. Now, I don't know how you can call that a coincidence. I mean, that is ridiculous. Uh, as far as JFK goes, I was 5 years old when he was murdered. I remember watching the funeral on TV. I remember watching with the rest of the family, all sat around the TV when Oswald was shot in coming out of police headquarters. So I have very vivid memories of these things. And I was doing some research on the internet, and there's a video out there called Secret Service Stand Down. I recommend you all take a look at this because it's the motorcade leaving Dallas. And as they're leaving, some Secret Service guys are making their way to the back bumper position of the car that Kennedy was in. And at the last second, they're being called back to ride in the car behind the president's car. And one of the agents shrugs his shoulders like this 3 different times and with more emphasis each time, which can only mean one thing. The Secret Service protocols were being changed at the last second in Dallas. Now, why is that? Why would they do that? I mean, you can ask yourself that question. It's very obvious that the agents that were riding on that were supposed to ride on the back of the president's car were being called back at the last second, and at least one of them was clearly upset about it and wondering what was going on. So why would they change Secret Service protocols at the last second? Very suspicious. Look at the film of the motorcade going through Dallas that day, all the open windows. I mean, this is something along the motorcade route. Secret Service should be all over that. And yet, in this case, not done. To me, it's one of the biggest things that you know that this is an inside job and that somebody in the government is behind it. But anyway, check out that video. If you don't believe me, it's called Secret Service Stand Down. And tell me if you don't think something extremely suspicious was going on as that motorcade left Love Field.